Inferno. They love the map, they played a lot of it, they've taken some names in the past. This is the one that throws a spanner in the works, and I think actually could give us a fairly tight game from this.
And they start the CT side as well, so they've got a chance to actually stabilize themselves early doors here and potentially make Liquid sweat in that first sort of 5 or 6 rounds. That being said though, a heavy stack on B thus far, and that Molotov's not going to fully extend to Twists. That could bait the CTs into a false sense of security. If they're not entirely sure about this one, he's going to rattle off a couple of shots, but this is where the vast amount of bodies on this side could prove to be fatal. Twist though, turns the knife, turns the screw, and turns the heads of Main and Deco. Could go in for more, but they don't check the sandbags, and Thomasin's going to punish too.
Oh, Thomasin straight in for the damage in the back line, but the rest of his team, they've been detonated, trying to piece it together, but Twists, the immortal in the pistol round for Liquid, stands strong with a 3rd frag at the end.
You know, as you were mentioning before, this is definitely a playground where we expected this potentially to come down, but Liquid showing, you know, a bit of respect across the Bestia.
They're weathering the storm. They're taking the early rounds, getting themselves on the board. Not playing anything too flashy. That's what you need. Take it 1 round at a time, 1 game at a time. Liquid versus the world effectively at this RMR. Double nade round straight into the cubby. Ooh, Thomasin lucky to still have his legs after that one.
Just limps away with 19 HP, and he is one of the heavy hitters, one of the X factors on the Bestia squad, so it being him that took the brunt of that damage is going to be even more effective at forcing away some of those sharpened knives and dull those blades just a tad. Noxy rotating back over onto the B side where that smoke is going to fade momentarily. So a similar situation to the previous one where they've done a good job of wasting a lot of time here, Bestia, but we saw those entries that came to the forefront. There's a lot of players on this Liquid squad that can crack open bomb sites. You know, Yakindar's another one that we haven't really seen from just yet in the early doors. Very capable entry fragger. That smoke is perfectly timed though, right in his face.
The utility usage has been pretty on point for them thus far. Good angles as well. You can play anti-flash here. Wait for the push to come on out. Cycle another player around with the utility pinpooled already on the flashbang. Drops it into pool. Deco goes for the aggro angle. Spams onto the first, but completely blind. And Yakindar's Mac 10 runs him down. It's a bit slow though. They can't get themselves in towards the bomb site. You've got 16 seconds left. Noxy, if he could find a frag, it could have been a very different tale. Instead though, they drop 2 at a T's and claim the site.
I think it's going to be a save, honestly, especially with Thomasin down to 19 HP. Now has the AWP to himself. But him and Mayan are already pulling the plug. You can see that they're slowly backing away, making sure they don't get shot in the back. But you're spot on. Noxy needed to get 1. If he gets a frag, he can hide in dark. That allows Luchov to go through the smoke of coffins and have his own impact. When Noxy goes down without much of a fight, that was the round that went with him. But again, we're seeing that, yes, it's going to be a 4-0 lead. But Bestia, they're standing their ground for the most part. They are trading back and forth. This isn't the easiest 4-0 that Liquid could have hoped for. But they're still getting the job done, and they're still fragging out of the likes of Naf and Skulls as well in particular, looking to try and deal with the remainder of the CTs, but Cadian misses out his chance.
Ooh, Skulls.
Yeah, the loot was good for Liquid. They were hoping for a much better dollar outcome there if you are the Argentinians. Not quite what they were hoping for, and you can see that the body language may be getting a little bit introverted there, a little bit inward. Can Luchov do much with this M4? Is this where we see those audacious re-peaks and aggressive kind of plays come into fruition again?
My eyes keep lighting up on those Deagles as well. This is a roster that knows their way around a hand cannon. You've got mid control. Luchov's been able to bleed his way down behind this smoke, get a free pick onto the back of Skulls, spam out towards the bedroom, the AK singing for Twist, but no delivery, and the Deagle hits him right between the eyes. Suddenly you're in a 4 versus 3 disadvantage. Deco, oh, he might be Deco if they come running out. Smoke goes down to at least give him a clear path.
Love that play from Luchov, man. We were just talking about it. Like, are they going to go for some kind of aggression? They absolutely did. It surprises me that Liquid got caught by that with the lurk smoke down on middle. Noxy in the meanwhile, though, with the 5-7, is going to thread through the smoke. And Naf is a goner. It puts it down to Yakindar and Cadian. The good news for Liquid is that both players are healthy, and Cadian has found a frag through the smoke onto Thomasin. A low Mayan is also on the prowl, and Yakindar up close should be best. up against the Deagle-wielding players. Up he springs in, but it's going to be 2 kills back-to-back. And although there's no kit, there should be enough time for the defuse. Bestia get it done.
Oh, here we go. If the body language looked a little bit deflated, they are straight back into giving it. Dude, the dink onto Cadian. You're going to be so frustrated, but it's one of those where you're just going, I haven't even seen him. My health's gone. We're losing.
Especially as they needed the player on new box, which was Cadian, to stay alive. Like, that allowed your Kindar's position to go unchecked and to really rip through them with the Yamak 10 up close. So yeah, him falling down was brutal. And also that it sounded like an eagle to me. That rallying cry was like a bold eagle just came over. Not quite Liquid, it's more Bestia.
Man. Guild making another appearance at the RMRs, Vince. They've flown out to Monterey just to do the war cry. They're going for the mid play again. Mayan this time picking up the mantle, pushes himself down deep in towards the phase mid-smoke. It's a classic. Blocks off a lot of the control, but if you don't clear it out, you could have room to breathe. Cadian in his scopes, and they've got it covered.
Yeah, he jumped up and they heard his footsteps. That was awkward. I'm surprised they went for that 2 rounds in a row, Jackie. Yeah. I mean, that goes to show that, you know, we were talking before about how Legacy was so introverted and like tame and shy and timid. You've got to give props to Bestia. They're coming out here, they're taking the fight to Liquid. It may not have worked, but if nothing else now, for the rest of the T rounds, Liquid are going to be unsure as to what's coming up against them.
Yeah, you condition them, right? Where you're going for these mid plays again and again, it kind of makes you think, all right, guys, we need to have a lot more respect around the mid smoke. We can't take as much pace early. Do they clear out Boiler? I mean, they've got the nades for it. You can bounce it around the corner, see if you want to go in guns blazing. They both clear lane at the same time, but the back's completely exposed. They're giving away the frags for free. It's a fire sale towards Boiler. Your Kindar at least has the extremities covered. Good for one as he takes down Deco to the grave, leaving it in a 2v2 on rotate towards A.
Important kill for your Kindar, though. That allows Liquid to explode out onto the site, get the post plant in, and with the AWP of Cadian, there's every chance they can lock this down. There is a lot of utility between these two players, though. And Noxy still alive with the AWP. Molly, smoke, 2 flashes in one hand, and Luchov has a smoke and flash of his own, and they have kits. So Skulls are going to try and draw fire away and keep the attention off of Cadian wherever possible, but now he's given his position away. Tries to snatch at the shot, missing out. Skulls now gets nailed down to 16 HP, and Noxy will finish him off. Skulls going to have to try and carve together a masterful 1v2, but it's going to be Luchov that whips out the sidearm and takes him down. And with the kit, they're going to have enough time. Bestia have got success again.
These nail biters keep on coming. God damn, the claws have come out tonight. Silence falls across Liquid as well off the back of that one. That is such a rough round to have ripped away from you. This is carnage, Vince. This is what we were hoping for. Bit of a cage match.
This is precisely why you also said, Jackie, coming into this, like, you loved the fact it was Inferno.
Oh, yeah, but...
Because you knew, Jackie, that Bestia, they're no scrubs on this map, man. They're going to make you sweat. They're going to make you work for each of those. And again, it's another really rough half-buy / force for Liquid.
The early exchange of utility then towards Banana. Liquid giving up that control this time. Grouping, playing more of a wolf pack up towards brackets, looking to execute together with the limited weaponry. You want to play where they're going to be more advantageous. Get up close in the face of the CTs. Mayan's face could be lit up, not with bullets though, as he bites back on the skulls. You've got balcony covered. The clothesline is just removing everyone from Liquid. They do at least find 2. Okay, a little bit of room to breathe again now.
There's that dynamic duo we were talking about with the 2 SMGs. They've now traded up to the 1M4. They're going to push through that smoke, though, and Luchov takes both heads. The executioner. The guillotine comes down, and Bestia with another successful retake.
They're believing as well. You see it with how these rounds are playing out, man. Full faith in each other. The squad really delivering right now. It's also the difference as well. If you imagine for Liquid, right, everyone's kind of spinning the narrative of saying, like, you've got to win through the RMRs. You've got to make it to the major. You've got to do it cleanly as well. Like, these games need to look really good, boys. We've got to make sure the project's paying off. For Bestia, you're coming in just thinking, all right, we've done this a couple of times. We haven't been able to make it out. It's the first one in CS2. Maybe things can be different. You don't have any of that pressure on your shoulders. There's only benefits that can come from it. And you know if you best Liquid as well, you start taking a good few rounds off and start winning a couple of
Majors, been all there, done it multiple times over. And of course, he's speaking to a team that also has tons of experience. You know, like NAF, for example. Remember watching him in live in Katowice back in 2019, where he had a bit of a rough tournament. Twists, obviously, he's a major winner. Tons of pedigree on this team and a lot of early damage as well from these HEs.
Yeah, and that pedigree chow has been put into the HE. Chonky damage, like an overfed pet. Stripping its way through Luchov and Mayan. You've got a one hero AK to build off of into the round. Luchov still has it in his hands for now. He's just holding. You play anti-eco, see if they push down, if there's a bit of confidence on the Liquid camp, and then you can build from it. Let them give you the first mistake.
Interestingly, I was just looking into some of the stats here in terms of opening duels. Kindar's 1 and 3. Typically a player that would be looking for the reverse of that stat. Bit of a slow start, but he has a chance to make amends, and it's more of the same. Down he falls, no kills in return, and Molotov nearly lighting up 2 players into an early grave. But it has allowed him to take over a second player. So many low health bars on the side of Bestia in only 38 seconds.
It's mad that all the damage has basically just been done from utility alone. The opening HE into the molly, right? So now you wait for Twist, finally gets an opportunity to use the rifle. Spams down, but it's a 1-for-1 trade. This still favors Bestia. They just need to clean out the back of the bomb site. As Golzy's cleaving his way through them. Armed with a butcher knife, finds the headshot. Good night from Noxy as he claps back. But 15 seconds and a lot to get done.
Such an important 3K as well, because even after he picks up 3, it's still a 1-on-2. And Noxy with just the P250, he's got the post plant. He's going to accelerate their economy a little bit more going into the next round. But man, Skulls has some crisp aim on him. We've seen it a few times. It seems to be with the SMGs. He got those 2 kills out of apps in the first half, lays it down there with a 3K. Man, this guy can use anything.
Yeah, man knows his recoil. He studied the books, puts theory into practice at the minute. It's crazy how much the tempo goes up and down as well for Bestia, right? When they're winning rounds, you see really different body language. The human element of CS for them is definitely at the forefront.
I think that's why you need a player like Deco. You know, we said after his clutch, he barely even reacted. He was just super chill, super vibed. And that's why you're looking at players like that to just keep that maintenance kind of like level of energy going across that you can really build off for the rest of the team. I don't think Bestia will be pushing the panic buttons or anything just yet. I mean, they're in a really good spot, all things considered. They've had a couple of close moments as well. You know, they've made Liquid sweat out these CT rounds. That 2v1 clutch, for example, if Skulls doesn't tee off, you could be looking at a very different situation come the end of that one. So I think right now, this is where you want to just chill things down. Remember that you've had opportunities in the past at RMRs and you've not quite grasped them. What mistakes did you learn?
And you change fate this time for the first set of RMRs for CS2. Can you start it off one map up, one step closer to Copenhagen? Or will that be going the way of Liquid? At the minute, the CTs lead by a single round. Slow stuff from Bestia. Waiting to see again if Liquid are going to push off of this. If they start to get a bit too big for their boots, try and take map control off them. Leaving it down to the final minute on the clock.
Trying to draw as much utility out from the CTs as possible. This also will be like $2,000 or $3,000 if they can get all the incendiary smokes, flashes. And now deciding to hit late on, catching KD with a nade out. That's going to get punished. Thomasin makes the most of it. And now Skull's in a bit of an awkward position. Going to get nullified from Mayan on apps. And they have enough space. They have enough time now to draw across the bomb. 30 seconds left. Noxy lands a deagle. And suddenly it's down to Kindar. He's been spotted from a mile off. And Bestia comes straight back in with Tech-9s. A 40-second left on the clock. Just full execute, explosive play. And Liquid are left in shatters.
Ah, it's madness, mate. Leave it down to so little on the clock, then you just go sprinting in, windmilling, taking all the heads off. That was a time bomb of a round. And it's about to blow up in your Kindar's face. You might get one. A mere prize at least, a single kill. Yeah, you can maybe hold on to the MP9, but overall, that's a banger. No MP9 being taken from the grave either. 8-8. They're straight back in, and that's with Tech-9s, flashes, and smokes.
And that should have been Liquid's bonus round. KD and Sat at $7,000. Everyone else is around 2K. That should have been their bonus round coming in, where you put some of those SMGs to use. You're feeling pretty good. You build up yourself a buffer. Instead, you've just been on the receiving end of a Hail Mary haymaker. And it's going to be a tilter as well, because Cadian's thinking, like, I've just been watching mid for the last 20, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
The second he pulls a HE out, he gets wide swung from a Tech 9. That is a proper full-on tilter.
Oh, it's vintage CS timing, isn't it? As soon as we cut to his POV, nade comes out and swing. Brutal scenes. And now you're rearmed. The AKs have been delivered to the doorstep. You've got the M4 you carry over as well. Armed to the teeth, the utility belts, they're full. For Liquid, it's a whole lot harder. Cadian just on the one, the hero orb. Everything invested into this man to be the difference maker. Send reverberations through the game with his defense towards B.
So the idea here is Cadian's going to take a shot. They're going to throw a smoke from NAF. And they have the third player up close in Yakindar if they get fully on executed. So it's all about Cadian here. If you can get one on the retreat, then it puts Liquid into a pretty good spot. And all 5 players on Bestia are up on Banana. They have no presence over on Apps, no presence on middle either. This is playing into Liquid's hands, but Cadian needs to get this shot. He needs to connect, and he's done just that. Yakindar now moves up close. There's no counteractive play. Molly's tossed in instead. Yakindar with the 5-7. Coming through the 5-7 is going to do nothing really. And Cadian's been closed in from the different angle. Nafly now goes in with his 5-7 to get 3. 3 quick headshots from Naf. Goes down finally, but the damage has been done.
Absolutely mauls them with the sidearm. Puts it into a position for Liquid to convert this round now. The pistol doing all the work. You've just got to finish it. Deco backs off towards New Box, throws out the cheeky smoke as well, giving him a little bit of a shroud to play off of. For Cadian, he's just playing back towards CT. It's the aggression from Skulls that catches him off on the peak, and they do find their form in that round.
Cadian got a shot, man, but there was a couple of iffy moments after that point where, honestly, I think both teams come out with that kind of like, oh, that didn't quite go as cleanly as we wanted. But obviously Liquid, hot off the back of having an open 4, basically 5-7s and P250s, they're a hell of a lot happier. And that man, Nafly, it's this 3K that just secures the round, really, and see
wrap it up.
And then Thomasin just goes for the wide swing from the boiler and everything kind of turns on its head. Meanwhile, though, it's going to be Tech 9s. Bestia half buying into this round. Yakindar and Luchov, little do they know they're on the opposite side of the smoke to each other. But Yakindar, once this smoke clears, there could be 2 or 3 Ts that line up for him. Surely at some point, though, Luchov is going to try and move his way around and not be able to maneuver at all. No, he does bypass Yakindar. Yakindar's just got everything in his favor, but Deco checks his angles, and Naf may get 2, but it puts way more pressure on Cadian. He'll pass with flying colors on the first, but the run and gun spray from Bestia takes it down into a 2-on-2.
Oh, mate, that round absolutely was bananas, Vince. Somehow they come out on top, finding their way into the back of the bomb site, though, and you've got weapons to work with. Thomasin fires off the warning shot, heralds the face and the head of Deco. Well, that's splattered. Thomasin on the repeat round through ruins, takes down Twists, put it all into a 1v1. Match point on the line here for Liquid if they can prevail in the clutch. And it's Skulls. He's ice cold in these sort of scenarios. Has the bells and whistles to work with as well. Nades in the back pocket, but time is ticking down. Does have a kit to play off. Thomasin waits for the face, sees it, and seizes the opportunity as well. Stays alive in the game.
That's a fantastic round from Thomasin in particular, man. Picks up the AWP, lands 2 quick fire shots. And a Tech 9 run and gun from Banana, man. I think Yakindar is probably tilted off the face of the planet because he did everything right in this situation. He held fire, he didn't shoot at all, and I think Deco just caught a glimpse of him as the smoke faded and just instantly wrapped onto his head.
Mate, it's the way both of them have just bounced off him, like some sort of a pinball on a push-up Banana, right? And you're thinking, yeah, map geometry looks a bit weird on radar, boys can't quite get close, but it is what it is. Yakindar's going to be fuming with that one. This is just fuel to the fire for Bestia. Skulls eating the nade as well towards mid, but Cadian still making the difference with the AWP. Again, another hero play.
And again, another round where the AWP has to have some impact. It's MP9's Yakindar, you madman. Luchov is going to devour that all day, every day, and that puts way more pressure on Naf. We've seen him pass with flying colors in this very position before with the 5-7, but the MP9 lets him down. And although Cadian lands the shrapnel onto Luchov, it's another 3v3 retake, and considering the weaponry, should be favoring the Argentinians.
You're set up for this, you've got crossfires, post plants to play off. CT's realizing they don't want to throw away that AWP for free either. Skulls also has an AK, so back off, play towards the A site. You got that pick inside of apartments. You'll take that one to the grave. Twist is the only player that just had a pistol to work on, so he can stay able to CZ, maybe find an exit at best. But the game's getting a whole lot closer now.
Nice kill. Can let the bomb do the rest onto Noxy. It doesn't even have to kill him outright. That should be Noxy dead now from the bomb. Twist has done his job. Well played by him. Goes down with the ship at great cost to the economy of Bestia. But it still is success to the Argentinian team, and another round where there were opportunities. Like, Yekindar gets caught rotating back onto CT, the freest of kills for Luchov. I don't know if the call was made that, like, oh, only one banana, it should be fine. This kill here, and that allowed them to then put the pressure on Naf, who was basically stuck with an MP9 against the world. Like, he was never going to win out on that trade.
Yeah, you're so isolated. It did feel really weird, the timing of it, for the quick rotation from Yekindar jumping across just in case they do come out, but the spray was on point. Hits the money shot. And you're really in the bottom of the barrel now. Trying to figure out what you even do into this round in terms of the investment. Low cash, of course. You do have those weapons that were brought over, Skulls and Cadian basically being the only firepower for Liquid here on the 22nd.
That is plenty of firepower, but it's more along the lines of Twist's not having anything in his hands that could be a bit of a concern, as he has been quite the beast in this game in terms of ADR speaking, in terms of the kills in that first half. Naf also down to just the USP. But it seems like every time Cadian has the one weapon that you're looking at to have impact, he just finds a kill out of nothing.
Yeah.
He just has this amazing ability to have a read of the situation, to get one kill at least and give you the advantage.
You've got deep mid control. You've set up on brackets. You've got one player already pushed down, playing on the off angle towards second mid. But the barrel of nades is drawing your attention, making you think this is going to be a B play. So we do see Twists backing off through Arch and going over to support. It's not a hard commit though. You need the backup here towards second mid. Skull's at least spotting one. Now sees two on a face down middle, but he gets absolutely splattered. You've got a first pick to build off. Cadian hasn't played his card yet.
Yeah, it's unfortunate timing. They were playing all into him, baiting them out, so they would go for a peek on middle. Cadian was boosted up there for ages, and the second he goes into second mid to peek through bedroom is when Skulls gets found and fragged. The timing there could not have been worse. But as you say, he still has that ace up the sleeve. He still has the AWP at his utility, at his disposal. Problem is the rest of his team are flat out broke on those USPs. It's asking a lot of Cadian to single-handedly win this round, and considering he's rotating to B as the bomb is about to pierce out of apps, it's not looking good. However, a save could come in. And Deco could be the man to try and stave this one off, or perhaps not. Takes the shot, sent the man down, he will drop, but that's information that will be gathered and thrown across to his teammates to successfully plant the bomb on A, and this round will tie us up to 11-11.
Naf still pretty slick with it. Hits the big old dink down onto Noxy at the end there, but he'll still be standing. And the round, the real commodity of the game, well, that goes the way of the T side. They're going to tie it up in a neat package, 11-11. Liquid forced to just hold on to the investment into this round, carry it over into the next. You're going to be going up against the fully stacked squad of Bestia.
Tell you what, Jack, this may not have been the cleanest Counter-Strike, but it's been a damn entertaining map so far. It's been an enthralling one. It's been great to see Bestia really arrive here at the RMR and not crumble under the pressure of Liquid. I mean, seeing them up first, you'd be thinking, oh man, could it have got much worse than this? But they're standing their ground and they're going blow for blow with Liquid.
Yeah, well, especially like for the core of this team, Noxy, Deco, and Mayon. You've had 3 runs at American RMRs. You've come close. You've been in those positions before where you've had soul-crushing defeats, right? You know that every game is worth its weight in gold. So it doesn't matter if it's a hard team to beat. You've got to beat everyone to make it there.
Right.
And they're playing like that. They're playing to their strengths. It's very aggressive CS, always keen for a clutch round as well. But this is where it matters most. Can you do it now? 23rd round, 11-11.
And they're sharing the burden as well, man. Like, not one player has the entire weight of the RMRs on their shoulders. Everyone is pulling their weight. Luchov, such an aggressive player, has been in these entry positions multiple times, may not find his man, but he's forced away the CTs and established banana control with 1:30 left on the clock. I mean, this is so quick that they're putting that little bit of extra pressure across the Liquid.
Cadian back towards Arch side, elevated with a scope. Holding the peak on the pallet. A lot of the T-side grouping back up towards mid now, looking to fight for control of the brackets. Cadian needs to deliver. The close shot connects on the back of the leg, and Deco is down for the count.
Great opening pick from Cadian again. By the way, that's his 6th opening duel that he has won. He is head and shoulders above anybody else. The nearest is 3. Cadian has consistently got them the player advantage, and they still can't quite weather the storm.
After that initial push towards brackets, 2 of the Ts have fragmented off from the play, backed off towards top banana. Sole defender of the bomb site is Yukindar, supported by Naf from deep CT with the famous 28 seconds left on this though. Once this utility comes in, you're going to draw that rotate. You need the backstab of the other 2 Ts towards A to make a play, but it's all a ruse. You want to guarantee that Liquid give up some of the defense. They posture off. Now you start to take space. Thomasin out through balcony. Arch being executed on as well, but they're coming back quick.
Skulls just has to get 1 kill here, and that may be enough alongside Twists. With 6 seconds left, they're laying down the Ts and putting them into an early grave. Liquid gonna have a map point. They're gonna have a match point here to kick off the Americas RMR. Such an important round. Relief on the face of Cadian. And Nice Boys comes out as well. He's so happy about that one. But he is what effectively allowed them to get into that position. That pick through middle with the AWP was huge.
Big difference maker, overthinking the round potentially there as well with the way they were hoping Liquid rotate off, but timing, it was going to be so down to the fine margins every time they went for the play. Doesn't work out. You're fighting for overtime now for the T side, just with MAC-10s, AKs, and some utility across the board. Liquid, they've got all the firepower they could hope for. They just need to close it here. Don't let the game bleed on and force into overtime. That's what they're going to be thinking about this one. Just shut it down.
That's it, get it done cleanly right now. Don't allow this to get into those murky depths of OT. HE tossed out, all about timing, just a little bit too early. Tom is in now, going to be pushing behind that, realizing that there may be some eyes trained up. The smoke is going to be deployed as well onto the brackets. No great guess from the CTs as to where this is going to end, and Twist, though, single-handedly shuts the door on